What is rumination and why is it so problematic for our stress levels?
Rumination is this habit of thinking about over and over and over again something that like was difficult or upsetting, or kind of circling something that is impossible to know. Like if you're facing something that's uncertain, trying to analyze what it's going to be when you can't possibly know. And I think a lot of people think that if they're conscientious, if there's a problem that's they're facing and they haven't landed on a solution, that it's responsible to kind of keep it top of mind. But if we think about it, rumination is the singular habit that turns something stressful into chronic stress, because we have things that are difficult, but if we anticipate them and then we experience them and then we're replaying something, even a couple minute interaction, like weeks, months, years later, it totally tortures us, and our minds don't know our bodies don't respond differently to imagined threat versus real threat. And so I just want to acknowledge that I totally ruminated before I learned this concept. I was even like so sneaky that I was able to do this while doing yoga, which seems like the total opposite of a place that you could spiral. But I was doing these binds and having my mind in a bind at the same time, and just even knowing that it's rumination is a really helpful way to kind of catch yourself before it steals any joy from your life.
So, how do we nip rumination in the bud?
I think the first thing we need to do is ask ourselves, what do we make of rumination? Some people have these interesting belief systems where they think somehow this is going to help them. They're going to have an epiphany if they keep it top of mind. If they're the more time they invest in thinking about something, the more they'll land on some sort of solution. Other people think this habit is like ruining their life and making them unlovable. And the same person can have both positive and negative beliefs. And so I think just noticing that maybe it isn't a helpful way to problem solve and there's better ways to problem solve is the first step. And then there are a lot of different techniques that are really powerful, but learning to swap why thoughts, why me, why is it easier for other people, why didn't I get the thing that I wanted, swapping those why thoughts with how can I move forward, a constructive, positive, useful next step. I love this technique. This is something that I learned from an expert in the UK who specializes in rumination-focused cognitive therapy. His name is Edward Watkins at the University of Exeter. And replacing this why, with how is kind of take something that's defeating and demoralizing with an opportunity for feeling empowered. I also think as parents, we have this really unique opportunity. I notice with my tween that it's very easy to get stuck in co-rumination. It's easy for you to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm really bonding by asking a million questions about why. But we're actually just inviting rumination. So something that I'm constantly practicing personally and also with my children is we spend a few minutes validating the feelings and normalizing the experience, but then we can move on to problem solving together. We don't want to get lost in this training our kids to develop our toxic rumination habits. So swapping kind of the why with the how is one that I love. And I also think there's a couple others that I love. One is learning to play with thoughts that are just noise. A lot of people have, most of our thoughts are repetitive. Like 90% of people report that they have repetitive, unwanted thoughts. And so even just taking a moment to learn to play with thoughts that are totally noise. If it's like, I'm not good enough or I'm a bad parent, what if you sang that to like a song that quickly gave you a dose of perspective, and then you become more like Teflon rather than get stuck in this torture chamber. And so if you're consumed with thoughts about not being good enough, to learn to sing that to an upbeat tune, and then you can kind of focus on what you would do if you felt good enough. And then if there is something that does weigh on you that really deserves your headspace, there's other things besides ruminating, like slowing down and writing about an event with a beginning, middle, and an end in a way that allows you to feel more deeply. And experts have found that just simply writing about something deeply upsetting, using specific prompts about really going deep into your feelings, what happened, how did this affect you in the past, how is it affecting you in the present? Simply doing 20 minutes a day over 3 days significantly reduces rumination and even depression months later. And so if you need to feel in a way that's structured. And if you have a lot of noise, don't entertain your noise and invite it to live with you at all times.